Hello and welcome to tonight's webinar. I'm so excited and so thankful you taking the time out of your busy schedule and your busy week to join me tonight for tonight's webinar. So tonight we're talking about Instagram, or as the young kids say, the gram. Instagram is one of the newer social media networks, and it's such an impactful place for your business to be. So tonight we're going to talk about ways that you can maximize Instagram and use it once again to grow your business. So once again, I'm your host, Sterling McKinley. This webinar is presented by the U.S. Black Chambers and also the good folks at Grow with Google. So let's get started. Once again, we're talking about Instagram. Instagram is a little different than other sites. It's all phone based. It's really big on pictures, but there are so many benefits and so many features to where you use Instagram to get more traffic, more sales, and more leads for your business. So let's get started. So as always, the first thing I want to do is check in and make sure that you're all here with me still. So once again, you see my nice slide here. But we're going to the next slide. Um, do this. I want to have this live feedback. So tonight, this class is all about you. Feel free to ask me any question about Instagram, social media, whatever. So if you are ready to learn how to use Instagram, type "do it for the gram." Once again, if you're ready to learn how to use Instagram to make more sales for your business, type in "do it for the gram" and we'll get started. So I have some hold music I'll play for you. So once again, type in "do it for the gram." I'll give you 30 seconds. I got the Jeopardy soundtrack tonight, so great. Jason, do it for the gram. Appreciate that. I haven't seen before, Justin. I mean, Jason, thanks for joining us tonight for our webinar. Anybody else ready to get started? Once again, type in "do it for the gram" and we'll get started. All right. Well, let's move on. So tonight we're talking about really two basic things. So first, we're talking about Instagram 101. So we're kind of going to go run through what makes Instagram different and different ways that you can maximize it for your business. Next, we'll talk about tips and tricks. So once again, we'll cover hashtags, we'll cover posts, all those things. And I'll let you know what are some things you can do to make sure you're getting more engagement on social media and on Instagram. So first, I want to start out with a few stats of why Instagram for small business is the great thing. So the first one, 90% of people on Instagram follow a business. 90%. That's huge. Now, that's not saying that 90% of all people follow a business, but 90% of the people on Instagram are following a brand. So that tells us, yeah, people are there for fun, excitement, to share photos, to watch videos, to watch cat photos, whatever, cat videos, whatever. But once again, people are combining that leisure and that shopping. So even though they may be on Instagram initially for a leisure or entertainment, they're still going to scroll through and see your business. And that's why it's so important to be there, because your customers are spending time there. Even if they're not necessarily in buy mode, they're still there. There's still an opportunity for you to share your business and your service. So the next one, we have two and out of three people surveyed says Instagram enables interaction with brands. And that's the key one. I'll say it again. I kind of stuttered some, but two out of three people say Instagram makes it easier to interact with the brand. And that's something I think that is so key. And we don't talk about it enough is ease of use. You shouldn't be hard to contact. You know, having somebody get on their iPhone and scroll through and click a button to call you, to order something, leave a comment, to buy something. That's easy and that's convenient. So what it does is Instagram, of course, is all mobile based, but it makes some easier for somebody to reach out for service. So once again, if you're on Instagram, they don't have to copy your phone number and call you. They can click right away. send you an email. They can click right away and watch a video or make a purchase. And that's why it's so important. That ease of use is something that you definitely need to use, whether it's Instagram or any platform. And the final stat I have on the share is that 50% are more interested on Instagram when they see an ad from a brand. And pretty much that's saying, once again, the power of Instagram. And you see right here, I have a picture of a young lady, and she's selling some clothing. Um, but once again, it's so important because Instagram also is about ads, of course. And I believe every 3 or 4 posts is going to be an ad on Instagram. So once again, it's another opportunity to reach your customer. And something that I've said tonight and on every webinar, it's all about visibility. Right now in this economy, in this world, the brands that are winning are the brands that are visible. So once again, Instagram is another opportunity for you to get in front of your customers and present yourself. And hopefully, they see you on Instagram, they see you on LinkedIn, they see you on your website and so on. And all these interactions one day make them reach out and contact your service. So once again, Instagram is great because it's highly visible. I have a stat. I believe Instagram is the number 4 download app in the world. The number 4 download app in the world. That's huge. That means that a large majority of people on social media are using Instagram. And yes, they're using it to interact with their friends and their family, to follow celebrities and watch videos. But at the same time, people are spending money on Instagram. So that's why you need to be on there. So I feel like I'm talking a lot tonight. So let me slow down again. Just say, once again, any questions or comments about Instagram, social media, anytime, feel free to ask those. Just type those in the chat box and I'll be sure to answer it. So once again, any questions, now is the time to ask those. And even if you're having any struggles or challenges using Instagram, share those as well. And I'll do my best to kind of give you that one-on-one advice where you can use Instagram to reach more customers. So here's the problem with Instagram, and it's not necessarily a huge problem, but it's a problem with social media, with digital marketing. We all have these new tools that are out right now, but the problem is these tools are so new that many business owners don't know how to properly use them. So I think that's what stops a lot of people from engaging in Instagram or TikTok or any of these new networks, because they're so new. A lot of small companies are struggling to gain traction on these platforms. And Instagram is different from some other social media networks. You can't have links in your posts. You can have Facebook on your phone and on your desktop, but Instagram is different. Instagram is really only on your mobile phone. So there's some differences about Instagram, but I think the main thing that I want to say about Instagram is visual. It is visual. It's really big on pictures and videos to pull people in. And that's why we can spend hours just scrolling Instagram, because we're looking at pictures and videos, and we find something we like, we click it, and we read to learn more. So once again, we'll talk about tonight ways you can use Instagram. And once again, it's all about having strong visuals for a company. And, I see your question, Jason. Give me 1 second, I'll answer that. But I'll say one thing about having strong visuals. Having professional pictures and headshots for your business is so important, whether that's on Instagram or any network, because images, they affect your customer. If you are looking polished and professional, you have good images, in your customer's mind, the value of your service, your product goes up. So once again, it's so important to have good visuals, because visuals are the things that really pull us in. Not necessarily words or text, but strong visuals pull us in. So that goes for your website, that goes for your logo, that goes for anything you're doing. You want to have strong, compelling visuals, because those are visuals are going to pull people in to your brand, into your service. Question here from Jason. He says, "Would you recommend paying for ads on Instagram?" Yes, 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 and yes. So I said this in our last webinar, and I don't think you were on the webinar, Jason, but social media is not free. Now, when social media started out, it was free. When Instagram and Facebook and Twitter were new, it was free. But I think social media when it started out was kind of like a 7-day free trial. You were signing up for one of those free trials online, and you get it free for 7 days, and then you forget, and you get charged after it expires. That's social media. So social media was free at first. They let us post, and you got a lot of engagement. You got a lot of clicks and likes. But now I believe social media companies are figuring out that social media works, and also figuring out that if you're a business, you can make money off social media. So now, if you want your post shown more, you have to pay to get it posted. So if you create a regular post on Instagram or any platform, there's a chance it may get seen by a small portion of people. But if you put money behind that posting, then it's shown to more people. So yes, you definitely want to run ads on Instagram. We'll talk about that some later, but definitely you want to do that. And one thing I love about Instagram and social media advertising is very, very free, very affordable. So Instagram, you can start off with a budget of $5 per day, $2 per day, and target your customer and get clicks that way. So it doesn't take a lot. So if you're on the fence about running ads on Instagram, hey, take $20 a week and throw it at it and see what happens. But make sure that you target your customer. But you definitely want to promote posts if you have the money. Now, I'm not saying all your posts, but certain items you definitely want to post those, because once again, posting items. I'm sorry, running ads is going to get your post seen by more people. So yeah, that's a great question, Jason, and definitely be sure to run ads on social media. Okay, next page here. So who on tonight's webinar does not have a business page on Instagram? If you have a business page on Instagram, type yes. If you don't have a business page on Instagram, type no. So once again, I'll play the Jeopardy hold music, and I'll give you 15 seconds for your response, starting now. The question is, do you have an Instagram business page? Yes or no? All right, time's up. Anybody want to answer? Do you have a business page? Yes or no? So if you don't have a business page, you definitely want to have one, because having a business page is going to make not only your says technically it's my wife's. Okay, hey, that's fine. You have something. That's the start. But you definitely want to separate your personal Instagram page from your business. Um, Even if you have one for your business, you can still have a personal page, and in your bio, you can link back to your company page, to your personal page. So you definitely want to have that, but by having a business page on LinkedIn, you open to so many more opportunities for selling products, for sharing links, for advertising, all that stuff. So I'm glad to see that you have Instagram business page. But if anybody's on the webinar that doesn't, I'm going to drop a link um, in the chat box to a link to a page that will tell you more about setting up your Instagram business profile. And there's the link. And also, on tonight's webinar, I'll talk more about some of those features that are only for if you have a business page. And on Instagram too, you can still have a personal page in a sense. Like I have a page, it's Sterling McKinley, and it's a business page, but it's also kind of personal. You can do it that way as well. But you definitely want to, if you can, have a separate business and personal page, unless you have a brand that is very personal. So kind of like myself, Sterling McKinley. I'm always posting and talking about social media and video. My face is out there. So for me, it makes sense to kind of have that personal brand page, but that's something that you can determine if it's beneficial for your business or not. But once again, having a business page is very important because there's so many benefits of having a page versus having a personal page. Coming here from Coco. She said that I used to have it and I will do it again soon. Yeah, I agree. If you can, definitely set up a personal page, a business page, I'm sorry, on Instagram. So let's do this. If this webinar is helpful to you so far, just type in yes in the comment box or give me a thumbs up or like this on Instagram or wherever you're at. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, hit the like button or just hit yes if you were learning something so far. And if you're not, we're only getting started. We have what about 40 minutes to go, so we have a lot more information to cover. But so far, if you're finding this beneficial, hit the like button or just type yes in the comments, and I'll keep going. Slow night. I don't see any comments yet. Okay, so I'll move on to our next slide. Now we're moving on talking about tips and tricks. And once again, there are so many strategies and tips and tricks you can use to get more engagement on Instagram. And I think it's really important to know exactly what works on Instagram because I think what happens on social media, digital marketing, we set up pages, websites, we start blogging, doing whatever, and we don't see results right away. And then we say, oh, this is not working, and we stop. So I think that's something that as people, business owners, we have to stop doing. It's not all about getting likes and getting shares. It's about branding, and over time, you will learn what works and what doesn't work for your company and your brand. But once again, in this section, I'm going to give you some of those tips and strategies if you're wondering how to use Instagram because Instagram has so many features from stories to reels to posts to live to hashtags, all those things. And all those ways are different ways to use Instagram. So it's really great if you can find different aspects of Instagram that you like, different ways to kind of share your messages. So we'll cover all of those in this next section. Once again, if you have any tips or comments, now's the time to ask those. So the first one we're talking about is Reels. So let me share my screen real quick. So Reels are kind of new when it comes to Instagram. And Reels are kind of simple. Reels are kind of short, 15-second to 30-second clips of your business. They're the short videos of you speaking. Sometimes people use a kind of a how-to, something like that. It's really taking information and making it bite-sized. And that's something that's really, I would say, a hallmark of Instagram and social media. It's really about creating that micro, that bite-sized content. So creating a reel is a short piece of content that's entertaining, insightful, that's going to grab your user's attention, and hopefully they click on that, come back to your website or your social media page, and then read more about it. So once again, a reel is kind of a quick way to kind of grab somebody's attention and hopefully have them come back to your page, then learn more. But think about when you're on Instagram, you're scrolling, and then something pops up, a video image you like, and then you click on it to learn more or watch more about it. So that's what reels are. Reels are kind of that quick in and out communication. And I think that's so key in social media, and especially Instagram and TikTok, because people now don't have a lot of time. People now have very short attention spans. So once again, it's so important to find ways just to stand out. And once again, reels are another way to tell your story. another way to communicate with your audience on LinkedIn, I'm sorry, on Instagram, is by using Reels. Does anybody currently use Reels on Instagram? If you use Reels on Instagram, just type in yes or no in the comments. And while you're doing that, we have a question from Mark. Um, Mark says, "Are the IG algorithms partial to Reels? It seems I get more traction whenever I post via Reels." Yes, that is great question, a great comment. So, social media is kind of funny. So, Instagram and all networks, they give more traction, more views to their newest feature. So, do you remember when lives came out? I remember posting on lives and getting hundreds and hundreds of views. Now I can post a live or a story and I might get 30 or 40 views. So um, Instagram, like all networks, is a business. They're trying to increase how much time that people spend on their website. So anytime they have a new feature they're trying out to promote that feature, they're going to show it more. So right now, yes, reels are hot. Is it always stay that way? I don't know. I'm not sure what the next feature is on Instagram, but for right now, reels are hot. So as a rule of thumb, anytime Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook, anybody rolls out a new feature, if you use that feature more, you get more views on it. So yes, the algorithm is definitely partial to reels. Why? Because reels are new, they're exciting, and Instagram has made promoting reels a priority. So yes, they are giving more attention and more traction if you have reels. That's a great question, Mark, and a great observation. You know, because when you post a reel now, you get a lot of views, and maybe your static post, you don't get so many views. But one thing I'll say too is that I talked about all the pieces of Instagram. You want to use all those pieces, whether it's lives, whether it's stories, whether it's reels, to drive people back to your page and see the complete video. So if you create a reel, like if I took a quick 15-second clip of me talking now about social media, I could create a quick reel about that. And to learn more, you click on the link, go to my Instagram page, and watch the whole 30-second, 1 minute video. So think about reels as like a feeder. There are ways to get people to come back to your page. It's almost like if you're watching think of it as a trailer. It's a trailer for your page. It's a way to show somebody quickly what you're about. They can decide quickly, yay or nay, do I want this brand or not? They can click on your profile and then come back to your page and read more. So once again, think about reels as a trailer or a carrot. They're made to pull people from the general feed and come back to your profile. So that's a really great question mark. Um, question mark. The question mark. A great question from Mark. um, are there any other questions or comments? That was a great question. Any struggles or any other challenges you're having with Instagram? Now's the time to ask those questions, and now I'll answer those questions. Okay, moving on to the next feature. The next feature I want to talk about is hashtags. And hashtags are across every social media platform. They're across Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere. But it seems to be on Instagram and especially Twitter. Hashtags are very important. So I want to say two things. One, only post hashtags that have to do with your post or with your business. So some people do something that's called hashtag stuffing. They take hashtag love, hashtag food, whatever hashtag you think is popular, and they put that in their post. That doesn't work. Actually, that's kind of will get you banned, will get you less views because hashtags are originally made to categorize information. They weren't made to get more leads or to get more visitors to your page. So once again, it's the way that when somebody is scrolling on their feed, the information is more segmented. So once again, if you're talking about books, yes, put hashtag books, hashtag authors. Don't put hashtag food, hashtag cars, hashtag NBA. Because if somebody clicks on that hashtag for NBA and they come and talk about books, they're going to leave. So it really does no good to post hashtags that don't have anything to do with your brand or your post. So I'll show you an example here. This is the post from Mahogany Books. And this was for the launch of Michelle Obama's book, Becoming Michelle Obama. And you see here they have a post. They tag Michelle Obama, which is always a good idea. To tag somebody in your post. And once again, tag somebody when it makes sense. Don't tag a random celebrity or person, but if you're talking about their book, their product, the service, something they did, then it's okay to tag that person because um, tagging can sometimes go wrong, especially on LinkedIn. People tag me all the time and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of time I don't respond. But I do respond when a friend tags me or when somebody tags me and it's about social media or some topic that I want to talk about. So be careful about who you tag in your post because it can kind of be a turn off if you're tagging people just randomly. Once again, tagging somebody randomly in your post is not going to get them to engage with your post. You want to tag, you want to use tags and hashtags strategically and not just randomly. So going back to this post from Michelle Obama. So I zoomed in here on the hashtag. So they have hashtag Mahogany Books. That's a good one to have. They hashtag the business name. So anytime somebody clicks on this hashtag, they'll see all the posts from Mahogany Books. So that's smart to do. The next one, they have hashtag Black Books Matter. So once again, that's a good hashtag. I'm sure you click that. People are probably posting black owned bookstores or black books. That's a good hashtag to have. Why? Because it's highly related to the topic, to the post. It's not a random hashtag. It really has to do with what the business is about and also what the company is about. Also, they have hashtag Michelle Obama. Once again, no brainer. The book's about Michelle Obama. Having her in it is good. They also put the title of the book, Becoming Michelle Obama. And the last one was Women History. So, once again, you see this too. They don't have a ton of hashtags. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hashtags. And on LinkedIn, Instagram, I think you can put up to 13 to 15 hashtags. But I like to stay around that 3 to 4 range. Why? Because the more hashtags you have, I think the more kind of cheesy and salesy it looks. So one trick you can do is if you want, you can have a post, but in that first comment, that's where you can put your hashtag. So a lot of times when I create a post, I post it on LinkedIn, on Instagram. And then in the first comment, I post a few hashtags. That's another way, that people can see the hashtags and come to your page. So once again, have you ever been to one of the pages and they hashtag everything? They make up hashtags that are a mile long. That stuff turns people off. So make sure you have a strategy. Make sure you're using hashtags that have something directly to do with your business or your post. Because if not, it will turn people off and it'll look like you're trying to sell something. So we have a long question from Mark here. So thank you for long questions. I like those. It says, how many times would you say is necessary to really cultivate engagement on a social media platform? It seems you could spend all your time creating content on one platform. So if you're on several platforms, can you really build these platforms out fully? Yeah, that's a great question. Let's clap for that. That's a great question. Yeah, I think you really hit home there. So um, every day there seems like there's a new network to be on. Whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, every day there's something new. So I think we also have to be very strategic as business owners about our time because, yeah, we don't have time to be in every platform. So one thing I always say is you want to find the platforms that really work for your business. Myself, I get a lot of engagement on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and Instagram. So I don't post much on Twitter or other networks. Those are my big three. So I would say in your business, find the networks that really work for you. And I mean work, the ones that you get the most engagement on, the most comments on. And then also look at your competition. Find the number one person in your field or your business and see what networks they have the most following on, they have the most engagement on. That will tell you what network you should be on. So yeah, I think trying to be on every network is really, really tough. And I'd rather master two or three networks than trying to be on five and six networks because it doesn't work. Focus your time and your energy on the networks that are working for your business. I would say too is what you can do for that is find ways to have evergreen content. So find ways to repurpose content. So what I just said about Instagram, there are so many ways on Instagram to share content. So think about this. You can take a minute video, you can slice that down to 15 seconds, and that can go on your stories, that can go on your reels. You want to find ways to reuse content. So one thing I recommend is, I wouldn't say post the same thing on every network. Let's say you're on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. Don't post the same thing on every network. Why? Because every network is different. You can post the same message, the same video, but change the format. So, for example, if you're on Twitter, you have less characters, so you have to be short to the point. On Facebook, you have a lot more room. On Instagram, it's very visual. So, if you're going to post the same thing across different networks, you have to be very creative about how you share that content. So put some thought into it. But once again, you want to create content that you can use across multiple platforms. So that may be using the same image, the same picture, but changing the caption to make it fit more of that network. So um, I'll give you an example. Posting on LinkedIn, I talk in a different way than I talk on Facebook or I talk Instagram. So it's really that slight change. You can take the same image, the same picture, the same video, but customize it for the network. I think that's the way you can make sure that you're really spending your time wisely because once again, social media will eat away at your time. And I would say use social media. Don't let it use you. I'm on social media for one reason, the money. That's why I'm there. I'm there to reach customers. So that's why I'm on Instagram. That's why I'm on LinkedIn. So be very strategic. Once again, don't let social media use you and burn you out. Use social media because social media is another way to reach your customers. So be very strategic and very cautious about how you spend your time on social media. I'll give you one more tip, Mark, and then I'll move on. Um, you can use social media management tools. One of those tools is called Hootsuite. I'll actually leave that link in the chat box right now. But what Hootsuite is a social media management tool. So what it allows you to do, it allows you to log into one dashboard and to schedule posts across different platforms. And this is really a great way to use it because once again, it reduces your manpower, your time, but it lets you post across different networks, at one time, and then actually schedule posts. So you could come in on a Sunday night and schedule posts for the entire week. Instead of going every day and every morning and responding to those posts, you can post once a week on Sunday night. And then during the week, you're just responding to comments. You're not worrying about posting that content. And also using this platform, Hootsuite, you can customize the content to fit the platform. So once again, on LinkedIn, a little bit longer. On Facebook, it could be longer. On Instagram, just a picture. On Twitter, just to be shorter. So once again, Hootsuite is a great tool because it lets you schedule those posts in advance and lets you with one login post to many social media accounts. I'll give you one more example and I'll stop talking and move on. But I find one thing that helps on social media is to come up with a theme for the month or for the week. because that way it's going to be easier for you to create content. If you're sitting in front of your computer, your phone every day and saying, "Oh, what am I going to post?" and then you're typing in where that post is, that's too much time. So let's say you sell shoes. This week we're talking about hiking shoes. Next week we're talking about cycling shoes. Next week we're talking about baby shoes. If you have those themes planned in advance, it's easier to create content around those themes and trying to be, creative and engaging every single day. So once again, it's a great question, and give you a clap for that. Great question. So let's get back to the slides and move on here. So the next feature that is really big on Instagram is stories. And stories are kind of very similar to reels, but stories are those quick 15-second opportunities where you can post a video of you speaking, a picture. And once again, it's that quick way to kind of show up on somebody's feed. So what I do a lot is you can post a image or video on stories, and if you swipe up, actually click up here at the top, you have options to put in your location. So you can put location is DC, wherever you're located. And that's another opportunity to show up in somebody's feed. You can use the hashtag. You can have a poll. You can ask a question. Once again, stories are another way for you to interact with your end user. Very similar to Reels, but another way to have that interaction and have that engagement. So once again, I love stories because stories are a quick way to kind of just really engage with your user. So definitely use stories to share things. The stories can be tips, it can be strategies, it can be a quick message, it can be a flyer, it can be a video. A story can be anything, but a story is could be a quick um, 15-second clip of whatever you're sharing. And once again, the hope is they see that and then they come back to your profile or they interact somehow with that post. That could be liking, that could be sharing, that could be this one. This young lady is eating a donut and she's asked which one, sprinkles or plain. So asking a question, the simple way you can have somebody press a button and have a poll. And when it's done, you can see how people like sprinkles and how people like plain donuts. Once again, this may not lead to a sale, but it's another quick interaction with your business that ultimately over time will lead to that sale or that phone call. So once again, stories are another quick, easy way to interact with your customers. Once again, if any questions or comments, feel free to ask those. Once again, now is the time, and this webinar is all about you, all about answering your questions, your comments. So, any questions about different ways to use Instagram or any challenges you're having, feel free now to ask those. And also, if you have any social media questions about any platform, ask those as well. So it's me. The next feature on Instagram is videos, and videos are so powerful no matter what platform. No matter if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or anything, videos just like this. Videos allow you to meet your customer without meeting them. If you think about online is a very cold place. We don't know who's on the other end of that phone or that computer. But what video does, it engages your customer. It lets them hear your voice, let them see your face, and hopefully, if they see your face, they like what you're saying, they'll like you and they'll call you for service or they ask you a question. So that's why I love video, because video is all about engagement. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than having a video, hearing your voice, speak. That's a great way, to engage your customer. Uh, Going back to the slide here, once again, you see me talking. I'm wearing the same jacket today. I didn't plan that, but I'm wearing the same jacket here in the picture. And it's just me just talking about digital divide and how important it is to solve that. But once again, that's the power of video. People get to meet you, get to see you, get to hear your personality, And once again, that's so much powerful than going to a web page and reading a page of information. So much more powerful than looking at a picture or reading a whole post that's text. Video is active, it's alive. Video makes that connection. So you definitely want to use video on social media and on Instagram. Some tips I would say is keep it short. You don't want a 30-minute video. I would say a minute to 90 seconds, I would say max. Also, use captions on the video if you can, because a lot of people that use watch video on social media, they're using it with the sound off because they're at work, they're at home, something like that. So I use the service for my captions called Rev, and I'll show you that. Share that in the comment box. So going back to the slide here, if you look down the bottom here, you see I have words here, and these are the words that I'm speaking. So that's so important because, like I said, I think 85% of people have the sound off of social media. So many times, the only way somebody can understand your video if they can see the captions. So the service I use is called Rev, and I believe now in social media, LinkedIn, a lot of platforms now are doing automatic captions. So I believe when you post a video or a story, now on Instagram, going to ask you, do you want to have this text transcribed or have captions? Always choose yes, because once again, having a video that can be read as well as listened to is always better and gives you more chances to interact with your customers. Next one is images. Images are great, and this is a picture of me again. The last one I promised, but this is a picture of me speaking to an audience. And this is something I post so people just kind of see what I do. Well, what I did before COVID. I would go out and speak to large crowds, and now I speak online, which is still cool. But one day I get back on the road. But you know, images are so powerful because images paint pictures in people's heads. You can tell somebody all day what you do, but when you show me a video or image of what you do, it paints a picture in my mind. So one thing you want to have on Instagram, you want to have compelling pictures. So make sure you have high quality photos. So those pictures can be off your phone. If you have an iPhone or Android or using a point and shoot camera, that's fine. But make sure you have high quality images. 'Cause once again, people are judging you on the quality of your images. And Instagram is so visual. Think about people scrolling. You're scrolling in that feed, you're seeing all these images and video at once. You stop and you click on an image or a video. Why? Because something about it catches your eye. So it's so important to have those compelling images. Because once again, if I'm scrolling and scrolling, I'm only going to stop if your video or your image is compelling. And I'll say, oh, that looks cool. Then I'll click on that and I'll learn more. So you definitely want to make sure you have high quality images that tell the story on Instagram and across all social media, really. The next cool feature of Instagram is Instagram shopping. And I said this earlier. I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Why? Because there's money, there are customers there. So one cool thing you can do if you have physical products and sometimes virtual products, you can sell those on Instagram. So when you make a post or a video, you can actually tag certain things in the video, and people can click on that link. They can go to uh, LinkedIn, or no, sorry, they can go to Instagram shopping or to a different platform, and they can buy right in the platform. So once again, we said this earlier, it's all about ease of use. So if I can scroll through your page and I can see something that I like, I can say, hey, I want to buy that. I can click on that picture and I can buy that item. Once again, ease of use. Don't make somebody think. Don't make them leave the platform. I can click that platform. I can call you for service. If I can buy a product, that is so key. So Instagram shopping is definitely something that you want to use when you are setting up a page on Instagram. And once again, that's only, I believe, a feature that's available to business accounts. So once again, having that business account, you can run ads, you can have Instagram shopping and other features. So definitely, you want to find ways to use Instagram shopping. The next one is live. Um, this webinar is live, and that's why it's so engaging. This, I believe, is a makeup tutorial, but people love live video. Why? Because live video, it pulls them in. It's not scripted. It's engaging, and live video, just like I've asked you to type in the chat box, is engaging. It's a chance for you in real time to communicate with your customer and ask or answer questions, and that's so powerful. Because recorded video is fine, but I can stop a recorded video and come back later. But when something is live, like, have you ever been to a live sporting event? To a basketball game, football game, you're more pulled in. You're watching every move, every play. Why? Because it's live. Now, if you're watching a game at home, you can pause it. I watch Hulu a lot. I can pause the NBA finals and come back and watch it later. It's still live, but I can pause it. But when you're on Instagram live or Facebook live, people have to stay engaged. Why? Because it's happening now. And if they leave, they're going to miss something. So something about live, it just pulls the in. And once again, I think it's about creating that engagement, that bond. And like I said before, online is this really cold, kind of sterile place. We don't know what's going on. But when we see a face talking and asking us questions, that kind of thing really pulls us in. So you definitely want to find ways to use Instagram Live. Once again, it can be tutorials, it can be behind the scenes, it can be a review of the product or service, it can be you giving your opinion on a story or a product, anything. But find ways to go live. Um, some more tips I would say: anytime you go live, make sure that you announce it. Make a post, have a story that says going live in 5 minutes, going live tomorrow. Because if people are not on their phone when you're live, they'll miss it. Now, the good thing, lives are recorded so they can view it later, but try to announce that you're going live. I would say also, too, if you go live, try to have a schedule. So, for example, this webinar is every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Tuesday and Thursday. So people know what to expect. So if you go to go live, make it kind of a recurring. So let's say you go live every morning at 10 a.m. It's your Monday minute, your morning minute. And every morning at 10 a.m., you give a quick message about your day, your field. People expect that. They're going to tune in to see that. Why? Because they can expect that. And it's that old saying that, being consistent, builds engagement. Because if I know you're going to be there, I'm going to tune in to see you. So that's very important, especially if you're talking about something that, engages me, something that I'm passionate about. I'm going to tune in to see that video and learn more about what you have to say. So we're coming to the end of our webinar. We have about 10 minutes left. Once again, if you found anything I said thoughtful, engaging, uh, type yes in the comment box. Or if you're on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or YouTube, hit the like button as well. Because once again, it's all about engagement. No matter what platform you're on, if you want to drive more engagement, you have to be engaging. You have to ask questions. You have to be thought provoking and so on, because that's how social media works. And I think it goes back to the definition of social media. Social media is social. It's not you just talking at customers. It's about having that two-way communication. So you want to find ways to use all the features of Instagram. Why? Because using those features will give you a greater chance of having that engagement from your customers. So recap, we kind of are already said it. Instagram is a great place for your business to be. Instagram is the number 4 download app in the world. People buy on there. They spend so much time in there. So going back to visibility, that's why your business should be on Instagram. And to go back to Mark's question, you have to be careful of where you're at. So I would say you want to be on the big networks. You definitely want to be on Facebook. I would say you definitely want to be on Instagram and definitely on LinkedIn again, because those are the networks that things are happening on. They have huge followings. But once again, identify your audience, identify where they're at, and make sure that you own those networks. But once again, Instagram has so many features, from stories to reels to lives to hashtags to posts. Find ways, creative ways to use those features. And once again, you can have a post on your page, but use those reels, those stories, those lives to drive people from the feed back to your page. And that's the way that you can have more engagement and at the end of the day, make more sales. So we're about to finish, but we have a comment real quick from Jason. And Jason says, yes, thank you for this. Definitely will attend again in the future. Time to step out of my comfort zone and be social on social media. Yes, I agree. That's just a clap. You'll be surprised how many people are not social on social media. How many people get comments and don't answer them. That's the whole point of being on there, is to be social. But once again, I will say this, I said it earlier, don't let social media run you. Use social media to your advantage. Find out what networks you need to be on and be on those networks. That is the way to make sure that you get the most benefit of being on social media. So once again, if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to send an email to programs@usblackchambers.org, and we'll be sure to answer your question. Also, you can visit uschambers.org/webinars for lists of upcoming events. Once again, you can find my future webinars there and other webinars as well. Also, this webinar has been recorded. So if you're on LinkedIn or Instagram, if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, this is recorded. So if you missed this, came in late, you can go back and view this webinar and also past webinars and learn more about social media and digital marketing. So once again, thank you for your time. Once again, we'll be back on Tuesday, once again at 5 p.m. Once again, talking about social media. I believe we're talking about LinkedIn. I could be wrong, but once again, for the entire month of July, we're talking about social media. So once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your questions, your comments. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And one more thing, if you found this webinar helpful and insightful, do me a favor, share this with a friend, share this with a colleague, because we all need help on social media. And once again, this is a great resource. It's all about you. So if you found this helpful, next time you come, invite somebody. Have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.